Okay, so let's get started, guys. All right, what I want to cover first, I'm going to go to the technology course. And what I was basically doing is using this course as like a outline page. It's nothing that nobody needs to do anything in this course. But what we're going to cover first is printing issues, okay? Can everybody see the printing issue? I know it's probably a little small, but I'm going to go in as big as possible. Can you guys see those listings there?
Yeah, I saw.
Okay, so in a nutshell, when I used to work in the lab at Chicago State, I used to work in the library, but now I work in another department with Moodle. I used to be on the front line, so we would have about 100 students in the lab, and especially doing midterm, it's like I can't print. So sometimes we get calls about printing issues where students are at home or it's actually in the lab. But what I want to show you all, maybe it's going to benefit you at home or in a situation where you might work for at a level 1 help desk support center. So when I get a call, or if a student would come up to the help desk and say, I can't print, if they're at home, the first thing we're going to do, I'm pretty sure everybody in the world at this point is familiar with a USB port. If you're not, you shouldn't be in the technology field.
Right. Unfortunately, right.
You got
Exactly.
the wrong one.
Exactly. So, I know it's as basic as this is going to sound, but you'll be surprised on a daily basis. We get phone calls about not being able to print because the USB cable is not plugged in or the power is not turned on the printer. So we always start with the basics. Check the input on the back of the printer. Make sure that the printer's plugged in. If it's a wireless printer, that's another issue. You want to make sure your network is up, but you want to make sure that the printer is able to talk to the computer. Okay. Now we're going to get a little bit more in depth here. For printer properties, if it's a more in-depth issue like printer queue problems or software driver issues, or if the printer is offline, let me show you guys where you can go on your computer. Now, I don't want to turn this into a long lecture, so I'm going to display some things here. Is this the operating system Windows that you guys are familiar with? Because this is, I believe is Windows 10. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The quickest way to troubleshoot printer issues is to go right down here to your search box and type in printer. Okay. What it's going to do, it's going to bring up, you want to click on your system settings for printer and scanners. Okay. Now, right here in Microsoft, the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the printers and scanners to see which printer, the individual was talking about. And if they're on the phone, hopefully they're able to follow this step. So as you can see, I have a Canon MG 3600. This is the model that I have, and it's offline. So if I'm going to troubleshoot this printer, what I want to do is right here is click on that, and I'm going to click on manage right here. Okay, you guys following me?
Yep.
Okay, this is easy stuff. So there's a few ways to attack this problem. It depends on what the user's issue is. The first thing I start with, I would tell the user to open up their print queue, which is right here. And if there's documents that are, I guess you can say, this is an area where you can see if there's old documents that have been tied up in the system. Let's say you clicked print in Microsoft Word a week ago and the document never printed. It can stop the progress of other documents. So I'm going to give you guys an example. I have a Word document here. Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with Microsoft Word at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to print this document, we're going to go up to File, Print, and my Canon is right here, but it's offline. But I'm going to click Print anyway, and I'm going to show you guys what's going to happen. I should get an error message right here. The printer is offline. Check the printer to see if the printer is connected. Now, what I do like what Windows did, they made it very easy for you guys to get to the print queue. So you can click right here to display your print queue. And this is what I wanted to show you. You see this document right here? This is the one, until I fix the printer, it's going to be stuck in this queue. And I've worked in labs, you guys. I went to the Southern Illinois University. I remember back in the day in the laboratories, it would be like thousands of documents in here. And you can imagine doing like finals week, like 5, 6, 10 students at the help desk. I can't print. So we got to go through this whole queue of figuring out which documents are tying up the network. So usually in this scenario, what you can do You can find which document, and in this case, I only have one. You can use your mouse, highlight it, right click on it, and you have a few options here. You can cancel the print, you can restart, or you can pause it. In normal scenario, what we would do is cancel the print. It will delete it from the queue. We will close the printing, and then we will tell the user to, basically send the print job again, and we would make sure that the printer is online. But let's go back over here to your Canon MG 3600 series. What I want to do is stop here because I don't want to make this a boring training section. Okay. What I like for this is where the involvement comes in. And if one of you guys are willing to do it, I'm going to give you guys control. And I want you to be able to, I'll show you how to share your screen using our software here. And I want you to open up your whatever print queue and try to repeat what I just showed you guys, what I just did, to see if it's beneficial. I hope that makes sense. I want you guys to experience this if you haven't done this before, or even if it's a refresher. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm assuming Janelle, you wanna try it? I'll give you control. Sure. All right. So okay, I'm gonna make you a moderator. Okay, so you have the privileges like I do. And what you can do at the bottom of the screen, you're going to have a few options. I think you should be able to see one that looks like a computer screen, a few buttons. You're going to have a microphone button, and then it's like one that says share you. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let me know when you're able to. It should bring up another screen.
Okay.
Where you can choose a specific tab.
See what I'm seeing.
Okay, hold on. It must be trying to load up. Oh, Shamir, I wasn't able to see your chat because I had my other windows open.
I have the kids still in the class. It might be like 8,000.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay, and you guys, I'm still looking at it.
Okay, it looks like you got it. See, this is troubleshooting 101 right here. You're figuring it out. You've never really worked with this software before. So what I'm gonna tell you is, Miss Pleasure, is like you already have the intuition to get into any position. Everything is pretty much the same. Once you know how to work in the software, you'll be fine.
So slow?
Okay, you had it on the screen. I saw your screen.
Yep, I am.
Hello? You guys still there? Hello?
Yes, I'm there. I'm there.
Okay, Oliver.
But I think Jan is there again.
Okay, let me see. I think she might have froze. You still there, Miss Pleasure? Hello? Well, Oliver, you know what? That's okay. Oliver, did you want to try to give it a shot to see?
Yes, I can try.
Okay. Don't hear me. Can't hear.
No, I think
you're saying.
It's a lag. It's kind of a lag. I'm going to give the presenter status to Oliver, and we're going to see if he can do it.
Okay, I'm still here.
Okay. You should, Oliver. You should be able to see the icons at the bottom. It's a few.
Okay, you want me to start it? You want to go?
Yes, please, sir. If you can share your screen, and I wanted you to see if you're able to just go to your printer properties, and I want you to become more familiar with how to troubleshoot printer issues. Okay, let me know if you're having problems sharing your screen.
I'm trying to see.
Okay.
My screen. But when I go to share, it's like it's not working. I don't know why exactly. Let's see.
Well,
let's see. Want to share to contact your screen? Choose what you'd like to share. My entire screen.
Yeah, go ahead and share your entire screen unless you have something private up that you don't want us to see.
The share button is not working.
What you have to do is you see like your screen in the middle. If you click on it, it'll highlight it. Then that share button will allow you to.
Okay, that's right.
Yep. Sorry about that. There you go.
It's going. It's there.
Okay, perfect. Now, what I'd like for you to do in your bottom left corner, like we did, like I explained, if you can type in printer right there in your search box. All right. So this takes you over to your printer and scanners, add and printer settings.
The way is I don't have any printer now. You can see that.
Well, you know what? Let me show you how to add a printer. Let's go ahead and click on add a printer right there at the top.
At the top.
It's right there, the little plus button. So in the event that you get a printer, this is where you will go to add the printer. It's so easy nowadays, guys. When I was coming up in the IT field, you had to install software. You'd have to make sure it was compatible with your operating system. Nowadays, you can get a printer and plug it in, and it's online. It's just that easy. So, you know what? This right here, you know what? Go ahead and click on X. This is a waste of time. So, you can I think you guys get the point on where to go.
They told me the printer that I want is that it hasn't listed. I don't have it.
Okay.
I don't have any printer for now at home.
And that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure you guys kind of knew where to go. Before I go on to the next troubleshooting skill set, are you guys comfortable with? I'm pretty sure it's pretty self-explanatory, but are you guys comfortable with how to go and troubleshoot just basic printer issues?
I think so. I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you guys one more thing. I'm going to take the presenter back over from you, Oliver, if you give me 1 second. Okay. All right. I took it over, and I'm going to share my screen. I want to show you guys one more thing with the printer. This is what I used to do when I was in the lab.
Okay.
And, usually when the printer is offline and you click on manage. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Always run a print a test page right here. You always want to print a test page. When you click on print a test page, you're going to get, it's going to take you to the queue, but at least you'll be able to see if the printer is communicating with your computer. Start with that. Start with printing a test page. It's going to open up the queue. Then you can display the queue. And if the test page is not printing, from that point, you can cancel. Then you can look at your cables and you can go from there with other troubleshooting. But that's the basics, you guys. Okay. All right. Any questions for the printer?
Nice good.
Yes, I did.
Go ahead, Janelle.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just would that work pretty much the same way if you were on a Mac? I don't know if like the two systems are the same, like Windows versus Mac. Like, would that same process work with a Mac as well as it does with a?
Does
that make sense?
Very, very good question. Printer queue, and it's funny. I do have my Mac. It's in another room. What I'm gonna show you, it is the same process. It's just that what in the IT field, what you got to realize, it's good. This is a good question. It's good to be what I would call ambidextrous, like versatile, being able to do the same thing on different platforms. So if you're able to install and troubleshoot a printer on a Windows machine, you should more than likely be able to do it on a Mac. You just have to know where to go, but it's the same process. What I want to show you real quick, if I can find it on the internet, is a screenshot of a Mac's printer queue, a Mac OS X. I believe they're on OS X. This is the latest version. Printer queue. I'll be spelling that wrong. This is a pretty good example. Can you see that, Janelle?
Yes, I can see it.
I hope it's clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, it's basically, this is the queue right here. What you would do is you would click on your whatever printer that's offline and you're having an issue. That little printer queue that we opened up,
down there.
Yep, this one here. I just want to make sure it's queue right here. If you click right here, open printer queue, it's going to open up the same type of queue on the Mac. And then options and supplies, that's basically if you go to, actually checking that up, excuse me. If you went to like the office and supplies, this is more like your manage and your default settings and your printer preferences. There's so many different things you can do to set up a printer. Like if the color is off, you can come in here and manage your, all that type of those options. Same thing on a Mac. That's under the options and supplies. So it's the same thing. It's just on the Mac, when you come in, it's going to be in the upper left-hand corner. There's like a little black apple icon. If you click that, it'll take you to where it says system preferences. And that's similar to going right here and typing in printer.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. I hope that helps. All right.
Yep, it did.
Perfect.
Theo, before you move forward on printing, Oliver and Janelle, something to consider when you're dealing with printing issues are getting used to the, I'm going to say, standard issues that you see people having with printing. For example, when you're operating as a student, and say you're in a library and you go to print and you notice that either nothing came out, or you might look across the room and see another student who appears to be staring at your paper on a printer that you didn't actually send to. A lot of those kind of issues are very standard and basic, and you will see people have those issues, and it's oftentimes because they have selected the wrong machine that they wanted to send to, or completely didn't send it to anything at all. And so you want to just get used to dealing with people on a level where you're comfortable with the screens they see and being comfortable walking them through those steps, so that not only can you perform it, you're familiar with the problem they probably are more than likely having, and you're easily able to detect it. And the best way to do that is to get familiar with practicing going in and out of these screens, so that when someone is telling you about the problem they're having in words, you can see it visually. So their words become like visuals to you, so that you can easily walk them through it, because they'll be on the other end basically using their eyes only. And you're going to have to kind of both use your ability to talk and also your comfort level with knowing what it is that they probably see, because it's tough sometimes to get them to go through a screen sharing process. As you see the difficulty in you all sharing your screen, and you're kind of well versed in using the computer. A non-computer user will struggle with this concept of sharing a screen, and it'll be almost impossible in many cases because they're afraid to touch the machine and afraid to mess it up. So you're going to have to depend on their ability to talk to you and your ability to talk to them, if that makes sense.
Did that make sense, you guys?
Yep.
Yeah, and in the real world scenario, I'm going to show you guys something right now. So to kind of piggyback off what Mr. Brown was saying, like being able to communicate with the user to decipher what their issue is so key, because we get emails. I mean, we get emails, we get phone calls about, for example,
it did.
I'm sorry, huh? No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Janelle. Hello?
Her response came back delayed. She was saying it did, in terms of letting you know that what I said makes sense. That's all.
Okay. It's a lag. My bad. Okay. What I want to show you guys next, and then Shamir, I'm gonna piggyback and go over the device manager with them and the task manager again. And I think I'm gonna end with the login issues, but I see you guys are interested in what's going on out here in the real world. So as a utility, this is an application. This is a software product that I've used throughout the years. I've worked at Chicago State for about 10 years, guys. And when I first started, I worked in the IT department, where I was basically walking across campus, troubleshooting machines, face to face with users. So it could be viruses. It could be, from viruses to USB devices not being able to be recognized.
Sorry.
Right. That's happened all the time. All the time.
This little utility right here, CC Cleaner, it saved my job on so many different occasions when people were having slowness. Their computers wasn't starting up, boot, things of that nature, slowness. You guys, I put it in the chat. If you look in the chat, there's a link to download this software. It's called CC Cleaner.
Right.
And Janelle, no worries about the lag. It's just technical difficulties. It comes with it. It's no problem. If you guys can click on that link, I would really want you to download this. And what I want to do is display what this software's capabilities are. Can you guys hear me clearly? I don't want to.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, Oliver, you're good. Okay.
I think just Janelle get a problem.
Yep. Okay, what this basically is, Oliver, you can buy a professional version, but we're going to use the free version. You guys can download this at your leisure, but I'm going to display the power of this tool. What this allows you guys to do is, in the event a user would call, if you're at Best Buy on the frontline help desk, or you're working at the school, and a user comes up and say, "Hey man, my computer is slow. I got these pop-ups coming up. When I open up Google Chrome, it's lag." This is not necessarily a virus protection software, but this is a deep cleaner. What it does, it goes into all the levels of your computer, from the hard drive space to the browser settings, everything, and it gets all of the junk off the computer. So when users call in and say their computer is slow, this is what I would use. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to install the software. I didn't download the new version. I just downloaded. But before I go further, by show of hands or in the chat, are you guys Oliver, are you familiar with software installs? Have you ever installed software on a computer before?
Yes, I make sometimes. Not a lot, but I do.
Okay, so I'm not going to go as in depth to, it's
everybody. It's
Yeah.
like I download for myself on my computer, Microsoft Google, Microsoft Word, Google, Firefox, Mozilla, and download all those things for myself. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's basically what this is. I've downloaded it on my personal laptop, and I'm going to just install it. This is CC Cleaner. I knew that this was going to happen. I don't have my administrative software password. And I'm on the wrong machine. Okay, this is what we're going to have to do. Okay, Oliver, what I'm going to show you is some screenshots of what this software can do. Okay, is that fine?
Yes, it's good.
Okay, because what I want you to do is, you know what? Let's do this. Do you want to share your screen and install the software if you're free, if you're open to do that? And then I could walk you through how to, in about 10 minutes, optimize your computer, and it probably will start running faster, because I want to show you, how to use it in a technical environment as well as on your machine. If you want to, I could show you how to do that.
Okay, we can go on. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Let me give you access. I'm going to give you privileges again. Okay.
For him, Theo, if you can remember, you may want to have him run the speed test first so that he can actually see the benefits of the.
Right. I did forget about that. My mistake. Okay. To really kind of show you the overall, what Shamir is talking about, Oliver, to show you the benefit of using this software. Have you ever done an online speed test before?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna take presenter back, and I want to show you Miss Pleasure. I've done this for her before, and she's familiar. So this will be a refresher. But speak easy, and I'm going to put the link in the chat for you, Oliver, if you want to do this on your computer. Okay. So this is an online speed test. All right. And what this does, it shows you how fast your internet service is at home. So it's free.
That's nice.
So, like, for example, if you're paying AT&T and they're telling you they're giving you 30 Mbps, you want to make sure that they're giving you the service that you're paying for. So this is where you go, Oliver. You click on the link right there, and it takes you right here to your speed test. And I'm going to run it right here. You click Start Test. Okay. And it's going to run through the first step. It's going to show you your download speeds, and then it's going to show you your upload speeds. Are you familiar with interpreting, like speeds and what this means?
Yes,
the Mbps.
I understand that one. Yes.
Okay, good. So I see AT&T. Yeah, they're lying to me. I'm supposed to be getting a faster download speed.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call AT&T and talk about that.
And to make sure about, yep.
Absolutely. But this is a quick way, and like for example, in a real world scenario, we might have a user, and here's a good example. All of our classes in Moodle, Oliver and Janelle, in this system right here, I mean, everything is online because of the pandemic. So
Right.
at any given moment, we get an email, and I'm gonna show you guys. This is my inbox right here, right? So we might have issues from editing quizzes, but one of the main things with this Speakeasy will come into play. We have students that are taking online quizzes, and we'll get an email saying that, hey, I'm in the middle of a quiz and it paused, or it's a lag, and I didn't finish the quiz and I failed.
Right.
Okay, we send them a link. Check if they're at home taking it versus on campus, this will come in handy. We need to check your speeds to make sure your internet connection is right. And then even below here, it gives you, if you were to pay for the service, I don't think we're going to be able to look at this, Oliver, but it'll give you even a more in-depth detail of how, of your speeds. Where this comes in handy, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, where this comes in handy with CC Cleaner, the software, is that once you check your speeds, now this is your internet speeds, but once you check, and I guess I can tie this in as well. Are you familiar? And I've done this. I did this last time with Janelle. Oliver, are you familiar with your device and task manager?
I do that, but not at all. I just sometimes go on, figure out about ticket, go up, but it's not at all.
Okay.
From what I get.
Okay. Now I don't want to. Am I confusing you at all? Because I know I'm doing Speakeasy and I'm doing CC Cleaner and I'm about to do the Task Manager. I want to make sure that you're following me. Okay.
Yes, I'm following you. I'm good. I understand it.
Theo, can you give Oliver a chance to do the test on his own? Oliver, if you look there in the chat, there's a link to the speed test. A good thing for you to do is to go ahead and run one on your machine. So you'll see the results. We don't have to wait till it finishes, but I just want you to be able to go ahead and have it running so that once you get walked through the process of what the cleaner does and what it looks like, then you can run that speed test again and see if it indeed does result in any changes. Which sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Your machine could be performing optimally, but if it's not, I want you to be able to see any differences there, because that's the point. When you run these things, you want to try as best you can to confirm that whatever you implemented got the desired change. But if you don't know what was happening prior to it, and you have no data to look at to compare it to, then in the end, you're just sort of assuming that what you wanted was completed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm on already.
Okay. So what I'm going to do for you, Oliver, if you don't mind, I'm going to give you access to share your screen. Okay. Because I wouldn't. Is that okay? I want to see what your speed test is. All right. So I'm going to make you a presenter again. Okay. So you should have access at the bottom to share your screen, your entire screen. Yep. I see you. There we go.
It's there. Let's show
right.
you.
Man.
Right there.
How much are you paying a month? You getting 160?
I was sure you would say that. I was pretty sure.
Man, that is probably, in all seriousness, in no joking, your speeds is equivalent probably to the speeds of Chicago State University's lab.
Right? Oh,
so
God.
that's pretty fast.
Okay. I use the Comcast.
Okay.
I use Comcast and I pay a month $96. I pay.
Yeah, that's roughly about it. Yeah, okay. Well, I got to update. But this is good. Yep. So Oliver, you see right here, this is a valuable tool just to look at your internet speeds, right? Okay, let's take it a step further. Let's go down to that search menu, and if you can type in taskbar, all right? and this is what Shamir was attempting to show. We're gonna right there. In the bottom left corner, you see where it says type here to search. No, not on the website. Right there, like where your where the clock is on the menu bar, way at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
In the bottom left corner, that's that box you could type in. It says type here to search.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Okay, what you want to type in that box is task manager, TASK, and then manager. Oh no, that's your browser up there. That's the
I love the browser. Okay.
That's okay. This is a part of it right here. So if you look, okay, you know where you can go in the lower left hand corner and you see that little window icon where you can click to get to your programs.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right to the right of that little box. That's where you want to go. Okay. So now you can type in task manager right there. There we go. And if you click on task manager, Oliver, there we go. Now this is going to open up your Windows task manager. Okay. Let's click on more details right there at the bottom. Okay. All right. Have you ever seen this screen before?
No.
Okay.
Right now. Well, right. I can say I see that one day when I was taking my IT classes, the teacher just opened it. He was talking about something. He opened it and he closed it. But I never take my time to look on.
Okay. Hopefully I can give you a little bit of, information about what you're looking at to help clear it up. In a nutshell, what this screen shows you is the performance of all of anything that you have open, any internet tab, any software. It's going to show you the brains of where all your resources are pulling from. So in a nutshell, if your computer's going slow, whatever program is hogging the most resource, you're going to see it. So if you look under a memory, you see where it says 62% at the top column, memory, all the way at the top. Okay, so your memory is, Oliver, it's what we consider RAM. It's called RAM. It's random access memory. That's what, I guess basically to explain it, it's what keeps the computer flowing smoothly. So like if you got 10 websites open and you playing music and you're doing this and you're doing that, you want to have as much RAM in the background so all of those applications can run without any hiccups. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, based on what you see, and if you look below in the memory column and you see over to the left, all your applications like Google Chrome is listed, then Microsoft Word. Based on what you can see, which one is using the most RAM?
Google Chrome.
Yep. All right. Which one would be the next one that's using the second amount, the second in the list?
Microsoft Word.
All right. Now, what I'd like to show you here, when we open up CC Cleaner, and I can't do it on my computer, I really apologize. CC Cleaner will help optimize this. Now, if you want to go to that website and CC Cleaner, Shamir, is this something, do we want to go deep into the CC Cleaner, having Oliver install it? I think that's a good lesson.
Yeah, that would be. He seems to. Janelle looks like she's on by both phone and computer. I'm not sure. That can create a lag when two people have devices near one another and these forms.
Yeah.
And if you are, and that's okay, Oliver. What you really want to make sure he's doing is what you saw is there is the task manager. He was capable of noticing that the different percentages and how much his machine is using and how much resources his machine is dedicating to each application that's running. So you gave him that rundown. And then Oliver and Janelle, the purpose of something like the CC Cleaner is to try and optimize the machine, getting rid of things that don't need to be there, and kind of just reallocating resources accordingly, which is why we ran the speed test to see where we were at with it and took a look at the task manager to see how much our computer is dedicating resource-wise. If you want to spend time on the internet, you can get a good feel for number sets that you commonly should see dedicated to each resource. So for example, you can look it up, and I may send you all some things to take a look at that will assist you in saying how much of my computer's usage should be going to Google Chrome when I'm making use of it. So that way you can determine the difference between what's normalcy and what is abnormal when your machine is using up entirely too much memory to run an application that it should not be using. And these are and to rectify it, you use things like the CC cleaner. But as I was telling Oliver earlier, the only way to know if the cleaner is doing what it was supposed to is to know where your machine was at with it in the beginning, speed wise and resource allocation wise. So yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to have him just kind of walk through it, since he does have his screen shared, the process of installing and running the cleaner. I don't know how long the cleaner will take, so if it appears like it's not going to be fast, then we'll just kind of let it run, but at least he will have gotten the experience of doing what was necessary to get it up and moving.
No problem. Okay, Oliver, you the guinea pig now, brother. So let's
That's right.
but it's good experience, because let's say you're in a position where you're fixing a friend, or you're in an actual work setting and you need to troubleshoot a machine. You can put this little utility on a USB drive, email it to yourself. I don't think it is even that big. Put it in the cloud in your Google Drive, have it on you so that wherever you're at, you're able to access it. If you're troubleshooting machines, this is going to come in handy. So let's go ahead, see if you can click on that link right there, the first one, the CC cleaner link.
This one or this one?
Oh, I'm sorry, the second one. Yeah, it'll take you right to the download screen. Yep, absolutely. Okay, it should automatically start downloading for you. It should pop up
already.
There we go. Go ahead and click the executable file. Now you should, I don't know if you have any virus protection on your.
I get the Founder.
Okay.
Founder, I think so. It's
okay.
working. I think it's still working.
Okay, no problem.
I did not update it. I think it's still working. Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, there it is right there. So, Janelle, do you have any questions, any comments? And also, if you are you familiar with CC Cleaner?
Theo, she's trying to limit her lag, so she may be just typing.
Yeah, that's fine.
And if not, then she may have rejoined the session accidentally without doing her audio test, which will kill her ability to actually speak in the forum. So,
let me ask a question, please.
Yes, sir.
If I get another antivirus, it's gonna be a interaction between all, or just it's gonna be fine?
Let's see now. Okay, you know what? Go ahead and decline that. You don't need that. Yeah, don't do that.
I have to make sure about before I go on.
Absolutely. That's just that's a free one, but it's going to have a lot of what we call bloatware. You don't need all that on your machine.
Right.
A piece of software. Yep. Okay.
I can run it?
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and run it, and should open up the application. Now, this is what I wanted to show you and Janelle. This is the interface right here. If you click the X in the upper right corner, I want to close that box. Okay. Are you able to expand the screen a little bit for us, Oliver, to make it bigger?
That's fine.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Okay, hopefully Janelle can see. Over to your left, this is what would have came up if I was able to install it on my screen. But the first box is the health check. And then there's the next box to the left is I believe it says the custom clean.
Custom clean. Custom clean.
Let's click on the custom clean right there. All right. So this is what any kind of utility software is going to look like, you guys. Even if you go into Device Manager or any kind of Windows utility, it's going to have these like icons right here. So what I want to highlight is that what this is going to do is clean all of your internet files, your temporary files, your cookies, and it's going to basically scan everything for you. It's, how can I say it? It's like it's a utility that's going to do all the cleaning that back in the day as a tech, you would have to go into each application and manually do these things like clear your cache, clear your temporary internet files, because all of these little junk files that are piled up on the computer, they weigh down, they basically pull on the resources and make your machine ultimately go slow. So yes, Oliver, as you scroll down, like even Windows Explorer has a lot of junk files. And if you go down to the next system section, your system files, and one thing I do want to highlight, there's a box next to each option. If you're not sure what it is, you can always uncheck that, and it won't analyze it and it won't clean it. So let's do a quick analysis right now. Let's do, we're going to keep everything clicked, and it's not a problem. Can you scroll up for me, Oliver? I'm giving you guys a quick rough overview. It's a lot more involved, but next to at the top there where you scrolled up, you see where it says applications. There's an applications tab. Yes, please click that one. Now this list here is the first list was all of your Windows applications. Here, this page is going to show you everything else that's running on the computer. So anything outside of Windows that's been installed, like Chrome, let's say you have a music application running, this would show. So we're going to leave everything checked off here. As you can see, it's going to analyze it and see if it's pulling from your resources. So what we're going to do next, guys, in the middle of the screen, okay, Oliver, you see those two blue buttons? One of them says analyze and the other one says run cleaner. You want to click analyze. We just want to analyze it, and it's going to pull data from your machine. It's going to give you a report on what to expect. So let's click on that. All right. I can't really read that. Can you read that to me?
Okay. They say Microsoft Edge need to be closed to clean the cookies. And they say, do you want CCleaner to close Microsoft Edge?
Now, this is a good technical support question. Do you have anything important open in Microsoft Edge that needs to be closed? It's because it's going to close it, and if you close it, you might lose it.
Everything. So, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and click on yes right there.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They ask a question. Microsoft Edge need to be closed to clean the cookies. Do you want to clean? Yes, again?
Yes, go ahead and click on yes. It might.
They ask now, Google Chrome need to be closed to clean the internet cache.
Now, we're not going to do that one because I think this session is in Chrome and it'll close everything.
Right. Yeah, that was it.
Yep, right. No, right there. We just let the cache build up in Chrome. It's no big deal.
Okay, that means I say no.
Correct. I just want you to have the experience of what you're doing, of using this utility, so you're familiar with it, okay?
Now I get 100%.
Okay. Now, what do we see here? We have analysis is complete. This is showing you what's on the machine and what's going to be cleaned off. These are all of your like temp files, the cookies. You don't seem to have a lot of Microsoft Edge stuff. What I'm pretty sure is it might have been a lot of Google Chrome cookies and cache, but we didn't clean
right.
them.
So, yes. Exactly.
All right. So right here, what you would do is you would click on Run Cleaner. If you're satisfied with the results, click on Run Cleaner in the right-hand corner. Okay.
They ask me the selected files will be deleted from your PC.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to continue?
Yes. All this is doing, Oliver, just to give you a sense of security, that's nothing's going on. These are all of your temp files, the cookies, and what we have here is Microsoft Edge, and then we have a few Chrome, is no cookies. Those are things that are going to just. Are you familiar with cookies and temp files? I just want to make sure before you hit.
Yes, cookies is like entertainment when you go online. They show some pipe or something like that. I think so.
It's more or less like if you're on let's say McDonald's website and then you got like another tab for your school open, and then next thing you know, a pop-up comes up and it's like, how did they know that I wanted chicken? So the internet, they have ways of tracking your movements. It's always good to run this cleaner. As a tip for you, run it, because all of these cookies and temp files will pull from your resources, and then over time you'll be saying, I need a new computer. And this has saved a lot of old computers and a lot of money. All you really sometimes need to do is just run this cleaner, and it'll clean all of this junk. Okay, so go ahead and click on continue. It's going to run the process.
Google Chrome need to be close to PC.
Go to click on no for that. We don't want to close.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, the cleaning is complete, and it's really that simple. Okay. Now, what Shamir wants us to do, and I agree with him, and Shamir, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to show a big difference because we wasn't able to clean Google Chrome, and that was the biggest resource that was pulling on the task manager. So, Oliver, here's just so you're familiar, let's open up your task manager again, and let's see.
Wow.
Did it?
It did.
Well, no, actually, it's
but
right.
Not a lot, but
yeah, just a little bit. I wish we should have wrote down the amount of the network, the megabytes, or we'll see Chrome. Wait, I apologize. Microsoft Edge was in the applications list, wasn't it?
No,
I don't think it was. See, this is the objective here is to see if that cleaner helps speed up the resources on your machine. Chrome would have been the one. We can't close it though, but see, Chrome is the most resources. What I'm going to tell you is that if we would have ran Chrome through that, the CC cleaner, the CPU usage definitely would have been lower, and it wouldn't even have been on the list. And then if you opened up Google Chrome again and looked on this screen, guarantee you that it wouldn't be as many megabytes that is pulling, because all of those cookies and all of those TIM files will be deleted. So as an overall question, is your computer slow generally, or does it run fast?
It's good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it as far as what CC clean. It's a whole lot of other stuff, Oliver, but I wanted to, like Shamir is saying, get you familiar with using just the basics with this utility, and also what you're looking at right now in Task Manager when in the event that the computers are running slow. Janelle, I wasn't able to look into the chat. Is there any questions that you might have?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now the next thing, if time permits, Oliver, I'm going to take the screen back over. Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
I do hope that this was this section helped out.
Yes,
something
it helped a lot.
Absolutely.
You had me something on. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take over the presenter. Now, I hope it's not too boring. I want to show you guys.
No. If it was boring, I will sleep. I'm good. It's not.
Good. Okay. I want to make sure you guys are getting your time's worth. I'm going to share my entire screen. What I want to show you guys is a little bit of insight on what I do as far as password resets. Janelle, I showed Janelle a little bit of this last week. So this is an example of an email. If you guys can see it on my screen, this came in 2 days ago, and this is a student, and it's not too much personal information in here, but the student can't log in to any and get to any of their courses. This is a typical help desk question that we'll get. I replied, I said, if you're having issues still logging into Moodle, which is this system here, that's the name of our system, Moodle, please use this information to do a password reset. So in the event users can't get in, they don't know their username and password, this is what we do. I go into Moodle and I'll look up their username to see if there's any account issues. And if they need to do a password reset, we'll send them to this link, you guys. This is a password reset page here at Chicago State University. Students, excuse me, this is I need to clean my machine. That was a pop-up. The CSU username in the event, like mine is T Garth for Theo Garth. If I do know it, I can log in, but if I don't know my password, I can claim my account, and I can come back and click on forgot password and fill in the appropriate information, and it'll take you through the processes of resetting your password. I'm not going to get into that because I want to highlight the course and what I do. So when I come into a course and like in the event like this user right here can't log in, what I want to do is make sure that the user in Moodle, I'm able to see that they can act if they're actually in Moodle's database. So this is just an example to show you guys about what I do. So I'll come in here and I'll search for this user based on his username. Okay, now we don't handle password resets, but what we do, we can make sure that they're in Moodle. So I'm going to browse. All right, this is something this is just extra. I'm showing you guys
No problem.
a learning management system perspective on how to troubleshoot users that can't log in. So what I'm going to search for is that user's email, the first prefix, which is tmitch. The rest of that email address is at csu.edu, but we don't need that here, guys. We're just going to search. Well, I'll put the whole address in. Just, for the sake of training. Scroll down. We're going to click on add filter. And what this should do is pull all of his information back, or her, Tanya Mitchell. Okay. This is her email address, city, country, and she last accessed Moodle 2 hours and 33 minutes ago. All right. What this is going to allow me to do, guys, if I click on this gear icon, I can go in on a deeper level and edit her account. This is how this is going to be beneficial for the training. This is a perfect scenario of if a user calls in and you as a level 1 or possibly even a level 2 technical support specialist, you're going to have some type of administrative access to go in like I just did, go into the account, look up authentication methods to make sure that the user can authenticate, which means they can type in their password and get into Moodle. This is the name of our LDAP server. So when this user comes to Moodle, they'll type their username in and then they'll type the password and then it'll authenticate against this server on our network. So it's basically, this is security, Janelle. This is a secure server for emails. It's called, I forget what LDAP stands for, but it's an email server. But if we click the drop down, I can also do manual accounts. So if I want to bypass the official Chicago State username and password, I can create a manual account for this user like I did for you guys. So for you guys to get access to this course, I had to create a manual account. And then what I do here is I create a password, CTRE, and this is the password that I gave you guys. 1, 2.
1, 2, 4. Question mark.
Question mark, yep. And then I would just hit enter. And what I usually do, I don't think I did this for you all, I would make sure that I click on force password change. And what this does is that when the user logs in with this temporary password, it's going to prompt them to enter in a unique password and change it. I didn't do that for you all. I just wanted you all to get straight access. So what we do is we scroll to the bottom and we click on update profile. Now, I'm not going to do this because that'll mess this user up because they're actually live in the system.
Right.
You're taking courses. I don't want to get a call from the president. So
I
I'll be honest, the way things have been going, guys, with the pandemic, troubleshooting issues in the learning management system. Oh, man, it's every day is something new. So yep. So this student, that's in a normal, in a normal scenario, that's what we would do. We would then email the student back like I did here. If you're still having issues, with your password, like I explained, you want to go to that other website, which is this one. But we would email the student and let them know, hey, you have access to your classes. We can see in Moodle that you're good to go. Try logging in. And even step further, I have access as a systems administrator to log in as if I was this user, because sometimes we get emails from users students saying, I can't see my class, but they've actually, they don't know how to navigate the site. For example, like you guys, if it really would have went down to this, I would have had to get on the phone with you, Oliver, and I would have logged in with you and I would have walked you through of how to click on my dashboard. And this is the user's dashboard. These are all of the law courses. This user is a law major. So in the event the user might call and say, hey, I don't know how to get to my favorites, or I don't know how to get to an assignment. We'll call them, log in as the user. This is like what we call remote access. So I can see what the user is seeing, and I'll walk them through how to access their course materials. So this is an example of an accounting course. We have the syllabus, we have PowerPoints, and we have announcements. So, students sometimes, and even faculty members, you'll be surprised. The faculty, the first week of class won't even have the syllabus up. And, we have to go in and try to show them how to edit their course and add content. So yeah, this is troubleshooting one-on-one, you guys. And this is an example of a real world scenario. I mean, we have over Chicago State's enrollment is down right now, but when it's up, at any given moment, it could be like 300 to 400 users online at a time. Now, that's not really a lot, but when you're getting email questions like, I can't see my class, and I'm just going to give you guys a glimpse of my inbox. Like I'm heavily, troubleshooting, logging in. I'm talking to vendors about software. So yeah, this is a life of an IT professional. All of these emails. Yeah, real world examples, you guys, right here. So this is my not to give a lot of information out, but this is Dr. Bull. She's my immediate director. She's director over the Center for Teaching and Research Excellence. That's where I work. Yeah, this is what I do.
So, I got you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
I think sometimes it's excited and sometimes it's more. I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been working in this field for maybe about 11, 12 years now.
Wow.
in different capacities, and I'm still young and I'm learning, but it's exciting. You get gratification from helping users be able to do what they want to do. So those utilities and those tips that I gave you guys, it's going to be able to help you in a real world technical position or at home troubleshooting your own PC issues. There was one more thing that I wanted to go over with you guys, but I don't want to drag this on any longer. I think you guys.
Before you, if I can add some things to what you were showing them, the emails, Oliver and Janelle, the email system will sometimes be the way in which you will receive and go about handling various tasks in IT help desk, or it may be a ticketing system that they have set up using their own software that they have purchased in-house that enables the IT people to see who's having issues and what issues they need to address. And as long as you're comfortable with knowing where to go to find out the next issue that you need to be working on, then you're fine. Sometimes you're just working off of a phone system and you're taking incoming calls. So that's the way in which you will access. It may be the way Theo just showed you using email. It might be a ticketing system, or it could be via a chat form that they have set up where users come in and there's essentially just typing to you and you're communicating your responses back to them via a chat box. So all of those are various ways in which you may have to go about attacking your different problems. A big thing you want to get used to doing is documenting what it is that was done. It might seem like, hey, I resolved the problem, or I resolved the issue. The fact that I didn't remember the document wasn't that important, but it is important because the user might come back again, and watching the historic nature of a user's issues will help you to realize things that you may need to do in the future. It'll also help other people who are working in conjunction with you to know what has and has not already been tried or attempted to assist a given user, if that makes sense, because you won't be functioning by yourself. You'll be functioning with a unit. So making sure you get used to that detailed documentation enables the next person come behind you and assist in case you weren't able to work a problem all the way through from start to finish. And that way, it's very similar to being on the phone with a cell phone provider and someone asks you to explain your issue and you tell them, then they put you on the phone with someone else and they draw a complete blank and have no clue where it is that you were before. And you spent the last 10 minutes talking to someone, and it hurts that you have to start over and explain the problem. But that person can't help you because they don't know anything about what happened before, because the previous person failed to document anything that was going on in the conversation or in terms of things that they had you carry out and try. So always remember that documentation is important. And when Theo handles these issues, I'm sure he documents and has to make sure that it is visibly clear to himself or anyone else who comes behind him to work on similar things to know what it was and wasn't done. So I wanted to share that with you all before he, moves on and gets to a point of wrapping up.
Thank you, Shamir. That's right. He's exactly right. Just to be transparent about what I'm doing right now. Documentation is a lot. It's hard because we're getting slammed like every day because everybody's trying to get in their courses right now. It's like the second week of class. But I'll let you guys know when things calm down, documentation is I'm documenting, the number of cases I'm taking daily, as well as these processes that I just showed you guys, like troubleshooting. These are things that have already been documented because we get these cases on a daily basis throughout each semester, each term. So we have a process. We have a big book. We have an online process. We have tutorial videos. So yes, everything is documented, and it's very important, you guys, because hey, in IT, you can get replaced real quick because technology changes. If you're not staying up on what's going on,
right?
Yeah, like right now, I'll just be 100% honest with you guys, because this is one of these type of training sessions. Chicago State is, hiring and firing people at the same time right now. I have to make sure that my skills as far as Moodle, as well as what's going on in the e-learning arena around the country and the world, I have to stay abreast of those things because the provost and the president are now demanding new technologies be installed in Moodle. So, Shamir is exactly right. You must document, always keep track of what you've learned, because it's always going to come back to being handy. Quick, and I'm going to wrap it up. I don't want to keep talking, but I wanted to show you guys, Shamir is right. There's multiple ways that students and faculty contact us for support. I showed you guys through email. On our homepage, we have a help desk link. I put this together using Google Forms because we don't have a centralized, what we call a help desk ticketing system. We don't have that at Chicago State. So each department on campus has to create their own forms. Are you guys familiar with Google Documents?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So have you ever made a form and used like all of the, the different, the drive, like the docs and the
docs? Yeah, I do sometime on that.
Good. These
I
things.
Use doc. I use doc. I use sometimes. Which one again? Go down a little bit. Google Ads. Sometimes when I have to add something.
Yeah. Yep. Ads is real good. Absolutely. What I did here, I just went to, I typed in forms. I think it's under docs. They give you an option to create a form. So what we did for our department, we just created a student Moodle request form, which is this form right here. And we have a form for faculty support. So this is the way that they contact us. They give us their first name, last name, describe the problem. We get the emails, right? And let me show you the responses from this form right here, right? So you guys can see. All right, here we go. And I'm going to wrap it up soon, you guys. But as you can see, I got 184 responses. I just wanted to give you a real world example. Here's an example of our ticket system here. We have cases all the way from January of this year and all the way dating up till today. And I need to take care of this case right now. Unable to see my syllabus and get course notifications. This is the course number that they put in. And if there's any more details to the case, the syllabus not available and there's no emails. We even give them the option of a priority level if it's 1 to 10, and this is a number 1. So what I'm going to do is just simply, look into it. I'm going to go to the course and see what's going on, where the syllabus is at. Then I'll just email the student back, letting them know what I see. within 24 to 48 hours. That's it. That's a real world example right there, you guys, of what we get on a daily basis. Now, there's more detailed issues that I handle, like updating the server, updating software packages. That's for another discussion. And I'm open, Shamir. If you guys want to make this more personal, because this was kind of like just a general overview. I'm more the type of trainer, like if you all have any specific things that you want to learn about, we can keep doing this, and we could use this as a training course for whatever you guys want to explore in IT.
Right. Right.
So I'm going to leave you with my information. I'm going to put it in the chat. You guys can reach me. Here's my email. It's djtcity@gmail.com. And that's, Theotis Garth. And here's my Google Voice number. I'll let you guys have that. It's 312-725-9522. All right. Drop me any questions, any emails as far as in technology, laptop, networking, certification questions, or just any general questions about, what to do, what areas to explore in IT. I've been in this field for at least 15 to 16 years. I got my undergrad in IT. I'm a 41-year-old guy. I'm married. So I got a lot of experience that I would love to share with you all. It's a very rewarding field. And if I can leave you guys with any advice, it would be always stay abreast of all of the new trends on any area that you want to focus on. And don't chase money. Become the best in your field, and the money will always follow. That's the best advice I can leave you with. All right.
Okay, Theo, as we close out, I want you all to